Hey guys, it's Mr. Walker here, and for the past week or so, we've been learning about factors and multiples, right? And you guys have done some work with both, and you've been practicing them and learning how to find them. And I just want to do a quick review, and I just want to kind of explain factors and multiples in my way, and in a way I've seen them explained before to maybe help give you guys just another way to look at things and hopefully better understand what we have going on. So, factors versus multiples. Let's get into this. So, what are factors? Well, factors, you can find the factor of a number by seeing what numbers divide it evenly. Now, that might be a little clunky of a statement, so let's see if we can kind of clarify that a little bit. What that means is that if you take a number like the number 12 here, and you break it down into its parts, those parts are called the factors. So the number 12, I know if I do 3 times 4, that's going to give me 12. And the number 3 and the number 4, those are going to be factors. If I do 2 times 6, that's going to give me 12. The number 6 and the number 2, those are factors of the number 12. So they're smaller, right? The smaller parts of it. And I'm basically dividing that number 12 into its smaller parts, okay? And remember, little note down here, a factor is a number that is multiplied by another number to form a product. So that's what I did here. I multiplied the 2 times the 6 to get 12. I multiplied the 3 times the 4 to get 12. The 3 and the 4, the 2 and the 6, those are my factors, okay? So when you take a number, you break it down into its smaller multiplication kind of parts there. That's going to give you a factor. Now, multiple is kind of the opposite of that. And what I mean by that is, to find a multiple of a number, you're going to skip count by that number, okay? So we're going to get bigger and bigger numbers instead of breaking it down into smaller parts. So for example, and I could do this a couple different ways, but for example, if I started at the number 12, and I was going to go along like a number line here, and I was going to skip count by 12s. So if I skip counted 12 more, that would put me at 24. And if I was going to skip count 12 more, that would put me at 36. And if I was going to skip count 12 more, that would put me at 48. So these numbers here, 48, 36, 24, those are all multiples. Basically what I'm doing is multiplying it by a whole number. So 12 times 2 gives me 24. 12 times 3 gives me 36. 12 times 4 gives me 48. These numbers here are all the multiples of 12. They're getting bigger and bigger. So a multiple is a number that is produced when a product is multiplied by any whole number. So I did 12 times 4, and I got 48. That is my multiple, okay? Here's another way I like to think of that. When I'm thinking factors, I like to think of a ninja, the factor ninja, okay? And what the factor ninja does is it cuts those numbers up into smaller numbers, okay? So let's watch our ninja here. He's going to go to that number 12 and cut it up into its smaller pieces, like 3 and 4. And I know if I do 3 times 4, I'm going to get 12. So 3 and 4 are factors of 12, okay? Because he's cut that number up into smaller numbers, okay? So the factor ninja cuts the number up into smaller numbers. That's what factors are. On the other hand, multiples, if I'm talking about multiples, I like to think of the multiple monster, okay? Like Godzilla, my old school monster Godzilla. He's going to get bigger and bigger the more stuff he devours, the more stuff he eats, right? So if I had a number like 12 again, and I wanted to find its multiple, I could times it by 2 to get 24 and get a bigger number, right? So my monster got a little bigger. Or I could do 12 times 3 to get 36. That monster is going to get even bigger, okay? I'm getting bigger and bigger numbers. That's what multiples are. They're counting up by that number 12, okay? 24 is a multiple of 12. 36 is a multiple of 12. So that's just a little quick review of factors versus multiples, okay? They have some things in common, but they're different things. When I think factors, smaller, multiples, bigger, okay? So hopefully this helps clarify some things. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.